Drew and I have taken on the burden of creating a fake US typeset book. As you can see, guys, we bought a silver dollar with less than 1% of silver in it. Right there.
This is an 1895 proof barber quarter, proof 67 deep cameo.
If you didn't have a scale, you can always put in your $17,000 XRF and zap it with an X-ray.
Also see that the D is actually struck again to the right. You can also see that the N is struck all the way down here to the right. You can see that another letter is struck in the E of this coin. This coin is just so messed up in so many different ways. So here's a coin we like to talk about next, which is this 1837 Capos Taff. As soon as we saw this coin, we knew it was fake.
Hey guys, Drew with Kush Collectibles. Welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, we are starting our own fake coin collection. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So guys, we've purchased many coins over the years, and in every coin collection, we ended up running into one or two fakes. And so in this video, we wanted to run through a litany of tests to show you guys why these coins are fake and what to look out for if you're buying coins for your inventory or for your collection. So let's jump into it.
As you know, we recently passed 20,000 subscribers and we're so excited we couldn't have done it without you. As we push to 100,000, there's a little speed bump in the way, and that's 50,000. So as we get closer to 50,000, we wanted to let you know the 50,000 subscriber giveaway is. It's going to be this 1927 $20 gold piece in MS65. So as we get closer to 50,000 subscribers, the video after we hit 50,000 subscribers, we are going to use our random comment picker and pick the winner from the most recent video on who wins the MS65 $20 gold piece. So make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and leave a comment if you learned something or you enjoyed the video. As coin dealers in the industry, Drew and I get asked all the time, as a new collector, how should I start? And our recommendation, as well as many others, is you should start a typeset. You get basically a collection of every US coin produced by the US Mint. Many Danskos have the gold page. This one does not, but as you can see, you've got half dimes, you've got nickels, you've got 20-cent pieces and quarters and half dollars, right? So I guess the goal of the typeset is you can get an understanding of all the US coins that were produced, and then you can narrow in on something or a series that you might like quite a bit. Why am I bringing out a US typeset? Drew and I have taken on the burden of creating a fake US typeset book. And we're going to show you all of the US type coins that we have that are fake, and we're going to test them with our Sigma, balance them on the balance, and put them through the XRF that we recently purchased. So let's get into that right now. So as you can see, we tested it on the XRF over here. It says that it's 94% silver, 6% copper. As we move over to the scale, which has been recently calibrated, you can see that it reads 22.9 grams. And we know from that measurement right there and that measurement right there that it's not legitimate, especially this number right here. Because if you go into your handy dandy coin facts app, which is produced by PCGS, it says right here, weight 27.2 grams. So how is it possible? The coin hasn't been worn away that much to warrant a 5-gram difference. From that weight right there, that it's fake. We're going to be adding that trade dollar to our typeset. So the next coin that we have is this 1929 Walking Liberty half dollar. And you may ask yourself, how'd you guys purchase a fake Walking Liberty half dollar? Well, the scenario goes, we buy thousands of Walking Liberty half dollars, Kennedy half dollars, Franklin half dollars all the time, and 90%. The scenario goes, you can't check them all. So this one slipped through, and what we're going to do is we're going to test it on the XRF, put it on the scale, and then we're also going to double check if it weighs correctly, which it's supposed to weigh 12.5 grams. So first test on the scale. As you can see, 9.5 grams, not even close to 12.5, 3 grams off. But if we didn't have a scale, we may have an XRF, so let's test it on the XRF. So you put it in right on the viewing window, press play. So as you can see by the chemical makeup, it is not 90%, which is unfortunate. It's going to be another coin that we are going to add to our typeset. A fake Walking Liberty $50. So the next coin that we're going to show you is this 1926 Oregon Trail commemorative. Many would be able to look at this coin and say right off the bat, wow, that's a fake coin. In this scenario, we were rushing through a collection and they had a lot of commemoratives in a Dansko book, and we overlooked this coin, so it ended up being purchased for a nominal amount, but it's still a great learning experience. The weight of this coin is supposed to be 12.5 grams, so we're going to throw it right on the scale now. It weighs right. So, if you had a scale that might have fooled you, but let's set it in there and test its composition. As you can see, 64% copper, 16% zinc, and 12% silver. So, it weighed correctly on the scale, but it didn't fool the XRF. That is going to be another coin that we will be adding to our fake typeset. Next up is two fake Morgan dollars. As you can see in PCGS Coinfax, it reads 27.2 grams. So the first thing that you can do to kind of avoid this situation is to put it on the scale. And you may be asking yourself, Casey and Drew, why are you showing all of these fakes to us? Well, many people come across fakes in their collecting career, and we're educating people so when they come across one, they don't spend their hard-earned money on it. So let's get back to weighing them. We're going to put this 79.0 on here. Looks like it was made yesterday. So, as I said before, silver dollar is supposed to weigh 27.2 grams. Weighs 22 grams. But if you didn't have a scale, you could always put in your $17,000 XRF and zap it with an X-ray. Press play. As you can see, guys, we bought a silver dollar with less than 1% of silver in it. Right there. 0.76%. Mostly copper. Can't beat that. And if you didn't have a scale and you didn't have an XRF, put it on your fancy $1,200 Sigma. So, to test silver dollars, in theory, you go down to silver. You go over to silver, 90%. US pre-1900. Slap that puppy down. Let's see if she reads right. Come here, baby. Oh! And another tip that we'd like to recommend is get as many tools as possible, right? So you can see we have a Sigma, which is something relatively inexpensive to get into. We have a scale. People can purchase a magnet, you know. We don't have a magnet, but some of these would probably stick to a magnet. And if you want to get the Mac Daddy of everything and go crazy, you could get an XRF.
All right, guys, we're going to spend a few moments here showing you guys some genuine and some counterfeit examples. We're also going to be showing you guys some coins that counterfeit mint marks were added just to sell coins that really should never be sold. But the reason why they did it was pretty sinister. So we're going to spend a few moments on that. But first, we're going to kind of show you guys the difference between what a normal Morgan dollar looks like. Now the question is this a normal one? Well, no, it's not. So we're actually going to compare the two real quick. So you can almost see this cartwheel luster coming through on this 86. It is uncirculated. This one does appear to be circulated, but when you're trying to demand luster from a Morgan dollar and there's only one flat surface across the whole coin, so you can see the light basically trailing on this coin all the way around. So you can put the light over it. There's no distribution of luster based on where the light's actually hitting it. It's just a flat surface luster. You could also see, just based on how many Morgan dollars you've ever seen in person, that these coins really don't have this kind of stippling or dotted looking surfaces. It almost looks like corrosion removed, but it's not actually true, right? And when you're taking a look at this weird brownish toning, that's something that's also not very natural for any Morgan dollar to have. And then when you're taking a look at some of the, just the E pluribus unum, right? E pluribus unum. Let's take a look at one that's genuine, E pluribus unum. So you can see this stars are very splotchy, they're very pudgy looking, they're very thick. And when you're taking a look at this Morgan dollar, these are very pronounced, very well made. It's a US Mint product, especially in the 1880s, right? And when you're taking a look at this, you can also see the definition of hair. The definition of hair on the counterfeit coin does look pretty good, but you can also see the difference in stars, the way they look, right? So if you take a look at the stars at the bottom of this 78p, you can also see that the stars are different at the top of the 78p, right? The stars are evenly symmetrical on the normal 86p Morgan dollar. Then we're taking a look at the reverse, right? You could see, this one actually looks pretty good on the reverse, right? And when you're starting to take a look at everything that's on the reverse, I mean, a lot of it does look pretty good. But once again, we can run through those tests again and show you guys everything. If you're taking a look at these coins in person, as someone that's worked with a lot of Morgan dollars, you can actually see that these coins are counterfeit and they're really easy to spot. This one is the pile of genuine coins. A lot of these have very genuine luster when you pick them up, and they do have very nice looking surfaces. But we're also going to show you some other coins here soon as well. So here's a coin we like to talk about next, which is this 1837 Cat plus Taff. As soon as we saw this coin, we knew it was fake for a few reasons. One, the date. The second, the stars. So a lot of this has to do with the naked eye. When you're taking a look at a coin, they even try to match the edge of the coin or the rim of the coin. And we're going to take a look at more of a genuine example of what an 1836 Cat plus Taff looks like and give you guys mainly what we think about it. So the thing that gave it away the most really was when you turn it over. You could see that this 1837 Cat plus Taff, one thing that's very important to know is that the font is really messed up. So the 50-cent font, I mean, you could see that this 50 cent is pretty wild, pretty big. I've never seen 50 cent look like that ever in my life on any other Cat plus Taff. So they either have an error or I have a fake coin. And judging by the surfaces, once again, when you put the light over the coin, it's just one flat surface, right? There's no differences in luster, it's just one surface. And when you're taking a look at this coin, you can see the 50 cent is a lot less pronounced, very small, and the C is a little bit larger. And when you're taking a look at the T in E pluribus unum in states, so when you're taking a look right here, you can see that the T normally is within the boundary of the I in pluribus. And this one, the T is basically off center from pluribus. So when you're taking a look at both of these letters, these should be within the same realm. The T should be basically right above the I. And so when you're taking a look at this coin right here, you can see the T is actually right above the I, and it almost is close to being perfectly parallel across it. And so these two coins really have differences that are major for someone that knows what coins look like. But when you're also taking a look at how weirdly this coin was struck, you can see that this coin was weakly struck on the high points, which is right here where all these feathers are supposed to be, especially on the neck. But with a more better example, or an example that's actually real, this coin should be well struck, fully struck, and you can actually see most of the letters there. But people say this is worn, but when you're taking a look at this coin really should be worn in a few other areas that are not this area. And so definitely something to learn from both of these coins, but it's good to have a genuine example on hand. So this is the coin I'd like to show you guys next, which may be a counterfeit mint mark, but it also may be a coin that's messed with the date. So when you're taking a look at this coin, the D to me seems off, but also the date seems a little bit strange as well. There's just too much distance between the 9 and the 1 in 14, and the D seems to be a little bit high. We're going to use mint markers from the PCGS CoinFacts app to show you guys the difference in what a regular 14D looks like and this 14D looks like. So we had a customer bring this to us and say, hey, can you submit this to PCGS? We bought this from a very large bullion wholesaler that sells to the public, and they said it was genuine and everything else. And as soon as I saw this coin, I knew it was fake. So we sent it to PCGS for them because we wanted to be sure, and it came back counterfeit, mint mark. So this is something to look out for, guys, but also you can use the PCGS Coinfax app to show this coin against others and allow you to make the best purchase possible so you don't spend probably over $1,000 on a fake 14D. The next coin I want to talk to you guys about is this 1916S $5 Indian. So we had a customer come up to us at the fund show and he said, hey, I think this coin has a counterfeit mint mark. And so I ended up showing you guys because we ended up buying this coin because it was real gold, but someone did add the mint mark to sell it for a higher price. So with better dates, people end up adding mint marks to basically take advantage of somebody that doesn't know what a mint mark should look like and cash in on them. And so we're going to show you guys a few more fake coins that are key dates. But this one is a 16S that does have a counterfeit mint mark. When you're taking a look at the mint mark itself, this mint mark is definitely too large for what a 16S should look like. Once again, I can use the PCGS Coinfax app and show you guys what the S should look like. And so when we're reviewing this coin, we know it's a 16P, $5 Indian, and this one is a 16S that is just fake with the added mint mark. We did, like we said, end up buying it from the customer, but we know that this coin was fake, and we wanted to show you guys what you guys could run into in terms of, people actually adding coins to your collection that do have fake mint marks, which is unfortunate. And we're also going to show you guys two other coins real quick. So this is an 85 Carson City. Once again, same issue as the other one. You put the light over it. There's one flat luster that just comes across the whole coin. There also are a few other issues, problem with the stars, and you can just feel the coin and know it's fake. This one, which is interesting, you can also see that the D is actually struck again to the right. You can also see that the N is struck all the way down here to the right. You can see that another letter is struck in the E of this coin. This coin is just so messed up in so many different ways. There's a strike through right here. This is just definitely not how the US Mint would preserve their coins. And once again, we're selling a key date here, so somebody that's buying this coin definitely knows that if someone were to purchase this coin, it would be several $100s, probably $500 or $600, and someone that doesn't know better would pay that price, which is unfortunate. They're not going to sell someone a $50 coin. They're going to sell someone a coin that's probably $600 or $700 because they want that ill-gotten gain to be as profitable as possible. Then we have this 1893 Morgan dollar, once again a better date. And there are many issues with this coin, starting off with what the 93.0 actually looks like. So when we're taking a look at this date here, the date is just not normal as to what 93.0s should look like or 93s in general look like. And so when we saw this coin right off the bat, we had to look at it, had to test it. This one does look a little bit nicer in terms of luster. But once again, if you run it through those systems, you'll be able to understand that this coin is not real and you shouldn't buy it. And when we're taking a look at better dates in general and you feel like anything's off, you're putting a real number on that coin, so you don't want to pay too much for a coin, especially if it's fake. So we did take some scrutiny to this, and when we found this coin was in a bag of other silver dollars. It wasn't preserved, kept well, and this 93.0 definitely should have been for the customer that we were sitting down with. So we feel like the customer knew possibly that it was fake, and we were purchasing it from his son, so his son didn't really know any better. So it's just things happen like this all the time, and it's unfortunate that there's these fakes that are out there. We hope you guys learned something from this. But in lieu of all the fakes and all the real coins, we want to show you a few cool coins we're adding to the website this evening. This is an 1895 proof barber quarter. We ended up getting this one through the mail this week, and we feel like it'd be a great purchase to add. It's proof 67 deep cameo. So the cameo is very deep on this coin. You can see the difference between what the devices look like and also what the background looks like. And this coin, I mean, it was offered to us by a customer and we had to pay a little bit more for it, but it definitely is a nice coin to have for someone that's really going for a high-end barber. And there's very few hairlines, as you can see in the fields. Most of the scratches are basically on the slab. It's just a very beautiful piece, even though it has a very large premium for it, but very happy with that coin. And we're also going to be posting this 89cc Morgan dollar. It's a little bit of a lower condition, but it is someone that is looking for it for their Morgan dollar set, and it is original, it is crusty, and it does have decent detail to it. So these are the 2 coins that we're going to add. We're going to add a few more, but make sure to check out our website at acousticcollectibles.com.
So here's our progress report of all the fakes, for the most part, aside from the gold, because we don't have the gold page in this typeset. So you've got the fake 14D, you've got the fake 16D, that's not even really made out of metal. As we move to the half dollar page, we've got the fake 32D Washington quarter. We've got this cap bust half, that's an 1837, that, as you can see, is too big to even fit in the hole, so you can tell that it's a fake. And we move on to the dollar page, and half dollars as well. We've got the fake Walker, the fake Oregon Trail, one of our fake Morgan dollars, and this fake trade dollar. So as we continue to build this fake typeset, we'll keep you in the loop, and we'll show you along our journey.
We want to thank you guys for watching today's video. We made this video because it's mainly educational. We don't want people to get trapped or stuck with a counterfeit coin that they paid too much money for. We just really want to take these coins off the market and use them as coins that we can teach others about, because there are a lot of counterfeits out there and it's unfortunate that people get taken advantage of. So if you guys like this video, make sure to like it, make sure to share it with your friends, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on these coins down below. But we will see you guys in the next video.